Hi everyone, welcome back to Call Your Paul. Right, so I thought I'd do a little update video, just letting you know what I've been up to since my last few videos. I've had quite a few biggish projects on my go at the moment, so they'll be out at some point, those videos. So I thought I'd do a quick one, just show you what we're up to at the moment. Right, so I'm just inside the filter house at the moment. As you can see, I've done quite a lot of the cladding, bits like that around. It's starting to look quite nice. Done my ceiling, done my lights. I'll turn my camera around and I'll show you the other bits as well. Right, so as you can see, I've still got that and those three end walls to clad with the PVC plastic. But I've done all the other walls, I've done my ceiling, got my lights on, got my smoke alarm on, started to get my two consumer units all wired up, a few bits missing, still got a few more breakers to get and whatever. Got all my cables grounded in, got them down there, got the mains water coming in now. That's going to go off to main pond down there, and this is going to feed up round the trunk in so I can put RO and bits like that in as well. I've got the main water connected now, so that's all working. As you can see, I've got my big blue over there connected onto a tap down there, and that's all underground. So I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of plumbing fittings to get through, as you can see, but it's working anyway at the moment. I've got most of the power wired up temporarily. As you can see here, I've got myself a little water heater as well. I'm going to pop a little sink over there so I can clean the sponges and bits like that. I'm also going to put a washing machine somewhere around here underneath the big Backy River as well, just to wash things like the fry nets and all that sort of stuff. Got myself a nice kitchen unit from work. There was a little bit chipped on one of the side bed, well, the edge banding was a little bit bubbled, so got a customer a new one and they supplied didn't want that one back, so that's in here now. As you can see, I've still got to trim round the windows and bits like that, put the window sills in, but it's coming on nice. I'll turn the lights on and I'll pop out and I'll show you inside. So as you can see, nice and bright in here. Lovely door. Quite a mess at the moment though, because I've been doing a lot of work on the other ponds and outside, so I've just bunged a load of stuff in the doorway here. Right, I'll turn you around and I'll show you what else we got. Right, so we're looking a bit different here now. As you can see, I've done a big trench along there. The trench runs along there, and also one which goes up to the waterfall there. We're going to do a retaining wall here and a second patio, so it's going to be a quite nice area. I've got this pond, the easy pond now in place on its concrete pad. Started doing a oak frame, well that's my dad's work, and then we're going to put a nice slate roof over the top of that one. Started getting some of the pipe work and bits in. So as I was saying, we got pipes running down here. I've popped the 1.5 inch in for the weight of the overflow on my pond. I've concreted along here so far and put a bit of self-leveling on. Got my two filters in place. The end one is a sponge filter, and it's going to probably have something like Ciprax in the bottom there. That one's a K1 chamber, and then in front of that is going to be a drum filter, but I've still got to make a metal stand for that. I've ordered a load of metal to make a stand with that, a load of box section. Hopefully that comes next week and we'll get that welded up. Never made anything before, so that's going to be fun as well. As you can see, that's a blue pipe which goes underground up to the cabin there. Isolator valve there, and it just teed off from where we used to have the old outside tap. That'll probably get changed a little bit once it's all sorted, but we've still got to do a roof and all that sort of stuff. As you can see here, got some new footings coming out all the way down there. This is coming down. So we're going to build a new workshop. As you can see there, I'll get 80 lengths of CLS studwork timber at the moment. Strapped that onto my van roof the other day, and I cracked my shoulder out of place. Pulled the two bones apart and ripped the muscle, so at the moment I'm a bit of a cripple. Right, so as you can see here, it's going to come across here that's going to be the workshop side, and we're going to have a lean-to wood store as well. Still got to dig a little bit out back there and carry on footings around here. I've done it to there, I need to get some more shuttering down. Right, over to the main pond then. As you can see, this is looking a little bit different. But one different thing is, there's no big koi in there. A few goldfish, a couple of big orth. Goldfish are actually going at it a little bit today, but there's no koi. Right, so as I just said, there's no big koi in the main pond anymore. The reason of that is predators. So last year I put a little video up of a mink coming on my pond. So I went out one morning and I found a load of dead fish basically. I was in my shower, my mum called me out, said she found some dead fish by the side of a pond. I went out and throats were ripped out of them. You know, I know as soon as the throats were ripped out, it's mink or otter. So what we did was we put a load of cameras up. As you can see, there's one there. They're all on the around here as well, on the bridge. There's quite a few covering the ponds. So I put it on motion detection. What was happening was about 1 o'clock every morning for probably a month or so. Not every day, but every couple of days, it was pinging up. I was just getting into bed. I look at my phone, it was pinging off. And I caught either a mink on camera, I've had an otter as well, I've had a heron, I've had a fox in here. So there's not much else I can really do. As you can see down there, I've got a big fox cage trap. So I'm trying to catch a mink if it comes back. Obviously I can't catch an otter, that's completely illegal. But so what happened after that? I put the cameras up, I kept coming out basically. I will put a video up at some point. I've recorded quite a few clips of me coming out at night and chasing it off, trying to hunt the minks down, etc. We used to have a mink farm probably, I think it was late 80s or 90s in our village next door to us, which were all released apparently, and we have a big problem around here with mink and otter. I've got a brook probably only a mile away, just behind that hedge there, which doesn't help either. So basically I came out one morning, well I went to bed for one night, the alarms went off on the cameras, and ended up having a load of people in my garden trying to break into sheds, some filter house and whatever. Next morning I went out, that was a Friday night, I went out on a Saturday morning and there was no water in the main pond. Fish were laid on the bottom, pretty dry, some folds in my liner and whatever, and a lot of dead fish all around in the pond. What it was, the otter came back that night, or a mink, one of them. I didn't catch it on camera unfortunately, so I don't know exactly what it was, but it pulled all the liners down, broke the hose and bits like that, ended up draining the pond. So the water went underneath the liner, floated the liner up a lot of it. So I came out, grabbed a fish, ran into the top pond, backwards and forwards for an hour, trying to survive, trying to get the fish back, as some of you have had it before when things like that happen. It's not the first time it's happened to me. I bet it probably won't be the last. It's really not nice when it happens. I put about 40 fish into bags. Some of my biggest koi, some of my biggest orth, some lovely fish. Lost one of my sturgeon as well, my albino sturgeon, quite a few fish. But I don't know how long it was going on for, because I have found random bones and bits away from a pond. Presumed a heron has somehow got into the net, but now I know that other animals have visited the pond. It looks like it's probably been going on for a lot longer than it has been. So since that's happened, that then caused me a lot more problems in my new patio pond. I'll walk up there now, show you around that, and then we'll talk about the problems that's caused me there. Right, so we're up at the patio pond now. As you can see, there are a lot more fish in here. A few more fish than I would really like. I did manage to get quite a few back out a few weeks ago into the main pond. There are still, to me, too many fish in there. That one fish at the back there, I call weird fish. He has a bit of a swim bladder issue. He has for years, so he floats around a bit, sinks up, sinks down, but seems to be able to get on with it and live his life. But as you can see, there's a lot of big fish in here, but that's caused me other problems which I'll now talk to you about. Right, so the problems I've been having in the big pond, in the patio pond, the new pond from the big pond. As anyone is aware, when you do things with fish and koi, things like that, you should do them slowly. You shouldn't change things quickly. You shouldn't add a lot of fish at once, basically. Sorry, I got a spider on me. Let me just get that off. Basically, if you add too many fish at once, the bio will not cope with it. That was one of the problems I've had. So at the start, I did have high ammonia readings. Luckily, I do constantly put fresh water into my pond with an overflow, so that's constantly trickling and diluting it. So that wasn't too much of an issue. It was detectable, but it wasn't high. The next problem you have is obviously crowding in there. There was a lot of fish in there. I took out probably 50 fish last couple of weeks ago and put them back into the main pond, mainly all the goldfish, a few chub, roach, rudd, bits like that. It was just too crowded at feeding times. Then another thing is parasites. I've tried to keep the two ponds separate. I sterilise my nets between. I don't use the same materials, they're always dry. I don't transfer fish between. If I do, they're always quarantined, bits like that first, or treated first. This pond had a lot of new fish in it this year. Probably 40 or so new fish, I say, that toeside that I picked up. I've probably lost 3 or 4 maybe. A few of the fish aren't looking too good. Not badly. A couple of the fish I've had bad koi pox with before, and they've now they're starting to go, but the fish aren't too healthy. I have treated it. I've put FMG in a few weeks ago to treat for costia and bits like that, general. I need to buy some more fluke treatment. I'm going to treat for that. I've checked, took a scrape, and there are a few flukes in there now, so I'm also going to treat for that. It's just a nightmare when you change things too soon and put too many fish in at once. But on to a better note anyway. You may not really see them, but yesterday I put some of my last year's fry out into my lily pool. They're still hiding a little bit. They do come out, but they do hide quite a bit. I'm putting that over it obviously because of the problem I just spoke about. I was having problems with the otter getting in through there or the meat, so I've had to close it all up. I've had a lot of problems trying to seal this pond off, but hopefully there's a couple there now. They are starting to around. Once the lilies grow, this will all be full of lily pads and I'll be able to take the net off. Hopefully the koi in here will stop a lot of the settlement I get. As you can see, there is quite a bit of settlement on lilies, etc.
koi have been stirring right up since I put them in yesterday. Hopefully there'll be a lot of natural food near as well, and that will really help to give them a growth boost as well. Water in here was about 16-17 degrees yesterday. It was about 19 in my tank, so it was a couple of degrees colder. So I floated them for an hour or so in a bag, a couple of bags which I'm now drying out over there. But they do seem to be getting on all right.
Right, so I think I'll do me for the update. That's pretty much what I've been getting up to since my last few videos. They are going to be a little bit longer the next few videos, because I'm going to show you each little bit, but they'll be out at some point. Right, if you like the video, please like it, subscribe to check out my other videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.